Hey y'all, my name is Barlex, and I want you to watch this video when things aren't great. If things are great for you, that's awesome. You can continue to watch this video, but this video is mainly for people where things really just could be going a whole heck of a lot better for them. So, what I want to do is I just want to go ahead and reassure you. Number one, things aren't great right now, and that's okay. And if you are anything like how I think you are likely a young person who is overwhelmed and confused, and that's perfectly okay. Now, this seems like a pretty meta or pretty heavy topic for me to try and talk about while playing Minecraft, but I don't think that's the case. I want you to look at what we're playing. We are playing Skyblock, and I think Skyblock is a perfect illustration for a bad situation, especially a situation where somebody is likely young and they're overwhelmed by things. Because if you look at it, if you spawn into a world of Skyblock as a regular person, like you're not playing Minecraft, you didn't choose this. Just kind of go with me on this journey here. You are on an island, you are separated from many things, and but the thing is, you have all the resources that you could possibly need to succeed. I mean, we spawned with enough stuff to make a cobblestone generator. We spawned with a tree right here on this island, and we've got dirt to go ahead and expand this island if we so choose to. So that's already by itself pretty exciting, and that sets us up to do a lot of really cool and awesome things. The only thing is, you have to remember this one thing. The only person that can fix this situation, the only person that can make things better, is you. You are the only one who is responsible for your success, for anything. And some people may take that and be a little scared. Some people may take that and feel like maybe this is videos like wagging a finger at them, and that could not be farther from the truth. It's an exciting opportunity to be the only one responsible for your success. I mean, if you told me that something was going to happen and I could only bet on myself to make things better, I would take that in a heartbeat. And by the end of this video, I want you to have that same attitude as well. Like, well, look, if I'm the only one that's going to be able to make sure that I can succeed, I want you to be excited about that. Because the thing is, if you are the only person that's responsible for something, you don't have to wait on anybody. You don't have to wait on anybody's approval. You don't have to wait on anybody to decide, you know what, I'm going to actually help this person. It's just up to you. Which again, the more you think about it, the more excited you should be. Now, again, I don't know what situation you're going through, and frankly, it really doesn't matter. Because all that matters is you're here. You're here and you're watching this, which means that if things aren't great, you at least want them to be better. So that means that you and I have something in common. Right now, I am in my early 20s. I am just out of undergraduate college, and I am doing graduate school. And I'm seeing so many different things happen to so many different people around me, as well as things happening to myself. And it's confusing and weird and often kind of scary. Just like me almost falling off right there. And sometimes things don't add up and they make me angry, just like how every single time I seem to try and mine a cobblestone, it falls over here. But again, that's okay. So again, it's a weird and confusing time for me. I'm seeing people my age just now enter college because they took a couple years off to work or figure themselves out. I've seen people take six-figure jobs. I've seen people my age get married. I know multiple people that already have kids, and I don't know when and if anything like that's going to be able to happen for me. And it's a weird, scary, confusing, and oftentimes sad to think about it. And most of all, it can feel a little overwhelming being so underwhelmed with how things are going in my life right now. So I'm going to pull in this video two main pieces of advice, and here comes the first one. And this one's a little bit sillier than the second one, so bear with me. But this is from one of my favorite TV shows of all time growing up. I watched this show on Cartoon Network called Young Justice. And the main character, Robin, he was pointing out, he said, well, this guy's overwhelmed and this guy's underwhelmed. Why isn't anyone just whelmed? And I kind of wanted to take that. Stay whelmed to a healthy degree. Don't be overwhelmed, don't be underwhelmed. The world isn't falling down, and stuff doesn't just suck and be bland all the time. Things are cool. They're not crazy, they're not awful, they're just right in the middle. And if you can keep and maintain that equilibrium, you're going to be a much, much happier human being. And more so than that, you're going to be a lot more confident to take out anything that comes your way. If you can stay healthily whelmed, just remember that, okay? I'm not overwhelmed, I'm not underwhelmed, I'm just whelmed. And you're going to feel so much better at the end of it. Now, getting on to the next thing, and this is a lot more serious of a piece of advice, but I think it's important to bring up the first one as well. This one is the 3 keys to happiness. Now, why am I talking about happiness? Happiness is something that when you can find real and true happiness, it evolves into joy. And joy is something that nobody or nothing can take from you. I've seen people who are sad, but they still have joy. I've seen people that are angry or have things awful happen to them, but they still have joy. And the only way to joy is first learning how to be happy and be content with that happiness. So how do we do it? Fantastic question. So first thing is you need to remember the 3 keys to happiness. The first one is something to do. The second one is something to love. The third one is something to hope for. And we're going to go through those together. So the first thing, something to do. Don't take that, at face value. It's like, oh, well, I can do something of just sitting on my tail and scrolling Instagram Reels all day. That's not something to do. That's wasting your time. And I've fallen into that trap a bunch. I mean, just this week, I have just decided to delete Twitter and delete Reddit, thank God, and every other social media app that I need for communication or feeding my Facebook Marketplace addiction for old video games. I have just decided to leave it at that and hide it on my phone. So I need to actively search for the hidden tab and then scan my face in order to open it, just where I have to think a little bit more mindfully whenever I decide that I want to do something or access something. And that has helped save a lot of time already this week, which has been a really, really nice and refreshing thing to have. But on the note of something to do, again, it can't just be something random. It has to be something meaningful. It has to be something that you derive meaning from or that benefits you in some way, shape, or form. And the best way that I've found to do that is through goal setting. Goal setting is absolutely huge. So for me, I wanted to enter 2025 and actually accomplish goals, because I've had a very big problem throughout my entire life, really, of I will set a goal and I'm so excited about it, and then it doesn't happen, and by the end of the year, I just feel so sick of myself. I feel upset. Things just aren't great because of the sheer fact that I told myself I was going to do something and I didn't. And it's not because, I'm a sucky person, and you aren't a sucky person if you've had problems with that either. It's just you haven't held yourself accountable, and that's okay. But what you need to do is you need to start setting goals and sticking to them. So for me, I had 3 main goals, but I'm going to cover 2 for the purposes of this video. The first one is I wanted to make 1 YouTube video every week for the entirety of the year. And that's very difficult because I'm in graduate school and I've got a lot of other stuff going on in my life, and stuff is hard. I don't make every single day, especially, like I said, if you are like me, you are young and things suck a lot of the time, and things are busy and they're crazy. and every single time that you mine up cobblestone, it seems like it just goes straight in the lava. And that's okay. But a thing that I want you to take away from it is that you are not a lesser person if that happens to you. You just need to stick to them. I mean, like, for example, I had plans to release this video on a Monday instead of a late Tuesday night. I wanted to release it early Monday morning, and a family member that I was close to ended up passing away over the weekend, and I was at a funeral for them. That's just a life. I wasn't overwhelmed by it. I wasn't beating myself up for missing an upload. I took the time to be with family and mourn the loss, and then I said, okay, where are we going to go from here? And that's when I decided maybe I don't need to stay up late on a Monday. Maybe I don't need to crank out a video that is along the lines of what I'm used to. Maybe I just need to do something different. And so I really don't have it in me right now to write a 10-page script, and maybe the topics that I was thinking about making I wasn't feeling, and that's okay. But I'm still going to stick to my goal. Before the end of the week, I'm going to have a YouTube video, and that's what this video is. So it's finding a goal and sticking to it. My second goal is to be physically fit by the end of the year. And I'm not saying that I'm a vastly overweight person. I'm not saying that I'm vastly underweight. What I'm saying is, sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm not entirely thrilled with the person that I see. And nothing to like a super unhealthy standard, just in a sense of, I feel like I could be doing more with myself. I'm a very ambitious person. I always want more. I want to do better. I want to be better. And a lot of the times that just isn't the case. That doesn't work out. But every single time that I get serious about the gym, I see progress within a couple of months, and then I'll feel great and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And then I get busy with school and I stop going. And I don't want that to happen again, because it happens too often where I feel like I'm making progress or things are going great. And so this one I said, you know what, no excuses. I'm not going to set a rigorous schedule for myself. I'm not going to tell myself I'm going to the gym every single day. What I'm going to tell myself is, look, doesn't matter how you do it, you have to do it legit. And by the end of the year, you need to be physically fit. And the way that I define that is to have, I'm not even going to set an exact metric for, BMI or anything statistically. I just want to look in the mirror and be like, yeah, that is what a physically fit, active person looks like. And that's something that is subjective for everybody, but I'm a little bit harder on myself than I would like to admit. But that's what I did, because I know that every single time that I've tried to set an exact thing of, oh, I'm going to go 5 days a week, and then I skip one day, and I'm like, oh God, I feel awful. Well, I can't. Well, like I'm already not going to go tomorrow because I've already screwed this week up. And then boom, 2 weeks later, I realize I haven't been to the gym since. I'm not going to do that, and I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to experience that same thing. So kind of take it from me in the sense of, you can be specific, but if you're not going to be able to hold yourself accountable, or if you're going to set a goal that you can't live up to, don't. Set something that is achievable for yourself, and set something that you can hold yourself accountable to. Again, I really had that problem of like, okay, well, I already messed this one thing up. Okay, well, I already had, like a slice of cake for this person's birthday, so it doesn't matter if I have like 4 donuts in the morning because I already cheated last night. I'll cheat today. And then you find out that you've cheated yourself out of 2 whole weeks, and you haven't been to the gym, and things just overall aren't great, and you have made a major setback in your fitness. So again, with these goals, find something that you're passionate about, find something that you want to accomplish or that you want to do, and then just do it. If you just do it, I don't want to sound like Shia LaBeouf, but if you just do the thing that you are wanting to or telling yourself that you're going to do, it's a lot better. So hold yourself accountable, hold yourself to that high standard, and then go for it. So that is something to do. Now the next one is something to love, and it's the way that I look at it. I'm not looking at this from a sense of like, oh well, you know, I love playing video games, which I do, but something that really, the fact that you love it and the fact that you invest yourself into it brings you some meaning. So this is a lot of unhappiness I've noticed in today's day and age comes from a lack of meaning, and that could be something of what you're feeling or facing right now. And if so, that's perfectly okay. But you need to find something meaningful to love. And I'm not calling video games not meaningful. If you love it to that extent and it brings you that sort of joy, fine. But what I'm saying is, find something that, by the aspect of loving it, by the aspect of investing yourself, your energy, your time, it brings you something. And so for me, I noticed that, in my later college years, up until I graduated from my undergrad, I really hadn't spent the time around my friends and my family like I had wanted to. And I had really been given a gift. I had been given a major, major, major gift, because I get to stay in school for this time during graduate school, which means I get extra time to do what I wanted to do in college. I get extra time to stay in the town that my friends are at and that some of my family's at. So I want to spend that time and invest that time. And over the course of this year already, I've seen people that I have not spent time with in years. And it's been such an incredible and such a rewarding experience. And I would highly encourage you to do that too. Reconnect with old friends. It may seem awkward or worried about it, or like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in 8 years or whatever, but just do it. You would be pleasantly surprised. I mean, just this weekend, I did that exact thing. I was like, oh, I haven't hung out with this person since high school, and I haven't really talked to them outside of, high school ever. And then I shot them a text and I said, hey, you want to go out and just hang out with me and some of my other buddies from high school, and we'll all grab a drink and eat a burger and just have a good time? And he said sure, and showed up 2 hours later, and it was one of the best evenings of my year, easily, if not the best day of 2025 for me. So again, find something like that to invest yourself in. Find something that brings you that meaning, because I can tell you from personal experience, that day this weekend where I got to see people and all I had to do was just reach out and talk to them, it was the happiest I've been in a very, very long time. And the same thing goes for family. A lot of people like to chalk up interacting with family as kind of cringe or whatever, but like, they are the only people that are bound to you. They are bound to you by blood. And I know that not everybody has a fantastic family situation, and I'm aware of that. But one thing I want to say is, for a lot of people, things are a lot better than they seem. Things are a lot better than they seem. And that should give you a lot of courage to, just reach out again, or spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, and do something like that because it gives you meaning, because it feels good. I know, just again from personal experience, that the act of investing in spending time with my family has led to a lot of really, really awesome moments for me. Getting to meet cousins' babies and see them, and you realize that, you used to look like that to them, and now you are going to get to be that older figure, and kind of selfishly, it's like, oh well, maybe they'll think that I'm as cool as I thought that my family member was. It's a really, really rewarding experience, and nothing gives you that feeling of reward, nothing gives you that feeling of being at home like spending time with people that you love, especially your family. And finally, I want to talk about something to hope for. Hope is a crucial piece of happiness. If you can hope for something, and I mean truly hope for something, you are going to be an incredibly happy human being. And I'm not necessarily talking about a hope in the sense of like, oh, I'm longing for something, or like I I so badly wish for this. It's mostly an optimistic sense. You are optimistic about something happening. Say for example, it's like, I have hope that this thing will happen. I have hope that this thing will be okay. And that can be as simple as just saying, I hope that I'll be okay. And not saying that you hope it and you doubt it, saying you hope it and you believe it will because you hoped for it. That is a very powerful feeling to have. And again, it's not necessarily, a longing for, but it's an optimism that, you know what, I hope that it'll happen, and I think it will. And again, this can be as simple as saying, I hope the new Superman movie is good. I hope that I can go watch it in person. And, set some of those smaller things that you can achieve. Like, oh, I hope that this happens, or I hope that I can go do this, knowing that you probably will. And then you can set some of like a bigger goals. Saying like, oh, I hope that I can strike it big. I hope I can go to this college that I'm really wanting, or I hope that I can land this internship or this job that I really, really want and think that I'd be a great fit for. If you combine some of those smaller things, like, oh, I hope I can do this, I hope I can do that, I hope this thing happens, and then you combine it with some of these bigger moments, then you are going to be so happy, and more than happy, you're going to be confident. And if you're confident when it comes to achieving your goals, then dude, you're already there. You are already to the point at which you need to be to accomplish those goals that you're hoping for. So again, hoping for multiple things and combining them, that is a very, very powerful thing, and you can do amazing things when you have hope. And then once you have that hope, if you build that confidence, you will be an unstoppable force for good. So, I just want to wrap things up by saying, look, man, I know that things aren't great. That's the reason why you clicked on this video. That's the reason why I made this video. But they don't have to be not great. And they don't have to be great either. Not every day is going to be a great day. Not every day is going to be good. But how you respond to the bad times determines the amount of good times that you're going to have. So I want you to take note of that. I want you to take note of the fact that it doesn't have to be great, but it can be. And things aren't always going to be good, but hoping that things will turn around. Having something to do to occupy your mind, having something to do to derive meaning from, or goals to set so that you can be proud of yourself. Having something or someone or a group of people to love gives you the confidence to keep on going. And having something to look forward to, having something to hope for, gives you that optimistic spirit, and then eventually will give you the confidence to go out and achieve audacious goals. I mean, look, just in the span of 23 minutes, I've gone from this island in the middle of nowhere to 2 different places, and now after expanding my island, making myself a little bit more comfortable, my first tree just grew. And I've got plenty of stuff on the horizon. I've got a lot going for me here. I've got a chest full of a bunch of stuff that is kind of useful, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I know that it's going to be cool doing it. I've got rabbits, I've got bees, I've got a little beehive over there, so maybe I'll make a farm on this island. We started this video with me completely by myself with nothing at my disposal except that one chest. And now, instead of worrying about am I going to make it, I'm thinking about how I'm going to thrive. I'm thinking about how I'm going to flourish. And I hope this video did the same for you. Don't think about how you're going to make it out of this one scenario. Think about how you're going to flourish, how you're going to thrive, because I have the confidence that you will. I hope that you will, because I know that you will. So tell yourself that and believe that. If not for you, for me, because I already know. And I'm just going to wait for, in a couple of days or a couple of weeks, you're going to come back to this video and write a comment and say that, you know what, Barlex, you were right, things did get better. Or, you know what, Barlex, things really did suck for a while, but then they did get better. Or, you know what, I realized that I have a lot going for me. I've got friends, I've got family, I've got people that love me and people that care about me, and I invested time into them. I invested time into appreciating them, and that made me feel a whole lot better. Or I found something to do. I found something to love. I found something to look forward to. And now my entire outlook has changed. And guess what? I hope that you will do that. And I have the confidence that you will do that, because that is something that completely changed how I view the world and how I act. So maybe we'll do a follow-up video and I'll get to show you how big and awesome my base is. But if I do that, you'll have to leave a comment here promising that on that video that I post, you'll be back telling me the base that you've built, the confidence that you've built, the people that you've met. So that just about does it for me. I believe in you guys. You got this. Things aren't great right now, but they're going to be great. And I hope that you know that, because I have the confidence that they will. So, until next time, which I hope will be very, very soon, y'all take care.